Okay, so I think this is where we left off. So normally we always sell and then later we buy back the pair with the aim of gaining profit. So whenever you hear let's go short, it means that we have to sell the market. When we hear let's go long, it means we have to buy the market. Okay. So normally you see something like a bullish market and a bearish market. Always when you are buying, we consider you to be a bull. And when you are selling now, because the reason why they use bulls and bears is that they use the way these animals attack. You know, before a bull will attack you, it will use his horns to lift you up, right? That's how they attack. Now, a bear attacks by pushing people down or more like hitting them to the floor and attacking them on the ground. But the bull will rather use his horn to hit you and lift you in that particular moment. I hope you understand.
I like this. I like this. I like this setup.
Okay. So now the reason why they use bulls and bears. So if you are bullish, means you are aiming to go high. You are aiming to buy. You are aiming to buy at a higher price. You are aiming to buy and then like get profits at a higher price. If you're a bear, you are going to sell your positions and then later buy the currency at a lower price and later do what? Sell again. That is your way of trying to get profit. So once you realize that your market is at once you bought it at a lower price, you sell the currency at its highest price, and then later on you try to earn profits again. Okay, like by selling means you now have you've attained the value that you wanted. Let's say you bought at a lower price, now it's at a higher price, so you have to be a bear now. You have to sell to the market to get back your profits. Okay, so all those things normally they happen simultaneously. When you buy and you take your profits at a higher price, you at that higher price, once you exit your trade, it means you've sold your currency. Once you exit the trade, that's when you buy. Okay, so it's more like that. So to be a bull is more like, to join the market when it's going up. To be a bear means to, sell your currency when it's going down. Okay, that's why they use these animals. It's because of the way they attack. Okay, now for a bullish chart, like I said the other time when we discussed how an uptrending market looks like, you normally have a swing high, then it makes a swing low, but then the next swing high always is higher than the previous high. So you have a higher high, and then the next swing low should always be higher than the previous low. And then you have consecutive higher highs and higher lows, forming a bullish market. So it's very obvious to the eye when the market is moving upward. But normally it's also good to know its characteristics. Okay, so this is how a bullish chart looks like. Okay. And now a bearish chart also looks like, everything is coming down. The one that has been circled in red are the corrective moves. So the impulsive move started from here all the way down. Then it made a correction. Then another impulsive move. It made another correction. A huge impulsive move. Then there was a correction. So normally for either bull or bear markets, you find an impulsive move. So let me go back. So for this market too, there was this impulsive move, then a bit of correction, impulsive move, correction, impulsive move. And all this leg is also part of the correction. We'll talk about the market itself. The charts, there's so much to, okay, let me allow you to record. All right. So for a bearish chart, you have an impulsive move, then the correction, impulsive move, correction. So normally the reason why we do have corrections in the charts or in a trend, okay, if anything goes, we assume that nothing goes in a straight line, then it ends there. Normally when it moves, if it's actually going to continue in that direction, when it moves, it has to correct itself, more like balance itself a little bit. and then continue in the direction that is going. Okay. So consider the correction moves as market trying to balance itself before it continues in the trend that it has already assumed. I hope you understand.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next thing. Now, in our next meeting, that's the technical analysis that we'll be dealing with. We'll be looking at daily bias. We'll be looking at market inefficiencies. We'll then look at how to analyze the market from different time frames, so multiple time frame analysis. We'll look at time and price theory. So the time and price theory is when you combine the technical analysis to what particular session that you want to trade in. So let's say after your technical analysis, you will then be looking at setups either during the lending session and then have a particular time during the lending session that you have to trade within. Okay. So for me, I trade the New York time. So normally I do my analysis around 8 a.m. Somewhere between 12 and 2 p.m. I anticipate to have a trade or to enter a trade. Okay, so this is me combining time and price theory. Okay, then we look at entry models. How do you enter a trade? What guides your trades, or what should prompt you to press the buy or the sell button? Okay, then afterwards we'll look at risk management. Okay, but trading Forex involves a lot of risk. And now you have to know how to manage your money during the trading session so that even when a trade goes against you, you don't lose all the money that you've invested. Okay. Because sometimes you can protect yourself by using something we call stop losses. And then you can also set a take profits. Sometimes you wouldn't have to be in the market to collect your profit. You can set it automatically to take it for you. Okay. And sometimes you have to set a barrier. That's the stop loss to protect your margin. Because if you don't set it and the market goes against you, you realize that by the time you come back to the market, you've lost all your money. Okay. We'll talk about all of that in our next session. So I intentionally brought this chart here for you to know that the next time we meet, we'll be dealing with technical analysis. And my type of technical analysis, I don't deal with Bollinger Bands or channels or any other pattern. I trade strictly marketing efficiencies, more like people call it smart money concepts. So I mean, we meeting up, we can be learning. It's not so difficult to know though, but if let's say you were a trader that has a previous experience with channels and trend lines, you coming here will be a bit of a challenge for you because it will be so hard for you to switch straight away from there to this place. Okay. But then I'll show you how I go about it, how I determine my daily bias. The daily bias is during the day, where is the market heading towards and what is it reaching for? That is the daily bias. Okay. Marketing efficiencies are during the corrective moves. Okay. Like I told you, with a trending market, it does an impulsive move and then it corrects itself. But the correction, we normally ask ourselves, what is it correcting? So we'll look at the marketing efficiencies that needs to be corrected before another impulsive move before another impulsive move begins. Okay, so those are the marketing efficiencies we will look at the next time we meet before we do our multiple time frame analysis and then the others. Okay, so I hope today's session was helpful.
It was really great. It was really great. I mean, I learned a lot today, and I must have it gradually. I'm getting it small, and I'm hoping to get the kind of strategy you use as well.
I think I'll do that. Do you already have a broker that you've been trading with?
Currently, no. What I started with was just a demo trading that I used to do. And I was actually using the Capital.
Yeah, Capital. I've seen capital.com as well. But for me, I use Hot Forex. For now, I think it's the best option for me. I've tried Capital too, but I think hot Forex is quite convenient.